Welcome back to Charlotte. We've been here a few times before, but we're back here again with the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, the F Cancer 100. After last week's awesome race at Watkins Glen, we are here again 1 week later, and it's going to be a good one. I know that for sure. One man looking for redemption after last week is Christopher Bouchard. He's just entered into the session, turning some hot laps right now. We're just under 2 minutes before qualifying, and I can show you qualifying this time because I didn't enter in as a freaking driver, so that's good. But anyway, Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you here tonight, and joining me as always is my broadcast partner, Mr. Tyler Vickery. Tyler, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I've been up and down lately. Work's been crazy, but glad I can be home and ready to watch this race. It's going to be fun, especially here in Charlotte.
Absolutely. We are just about to head into qualifying. I mean, you've got experience here at Charlotte. What are your thoughts going into tonight's race?
Tires. Tires. More tires. This track just absolutely eats up the tires. The first 20 laps of the race, you can go flat out. Other than in draft going into 3 and 4, but if you, as the longer and longer you stay on that low lane for Charlotte, it's going to wear out the tires. I would not be surprised if I see a lot of 2-tire stops for right sides only, because the right sides are absolutely destroyed.
Absolutely, and the one thing we've got to watch out for tonight is that double dog leg, as we've seen so many times this season. That's always going to catch people out, and it's going to be interesting to see how people cope with that tonight. But you are right, Tyler. Tyres are a factor here tonight, and they will come into play at some point here tonight, as we do have 100 laps here, and we are here in support of F Cancer. I can't say the full word because, you know, it's a swear word. But F Cancer is a non-charity organisation looking to fight cancer and look for research into fighting cancer of any kind. So if you want more information, or if you want to throw out a donation, then go to letsfcancer.com. Just want to give out a shout out to other people here tonight. Let's give our ever-loving support to Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness, PH Aware, charity organisation always looking for to research and fight pulmonary hypertension, one of the most difficult to diagnose diseases in the medical profession. So if you want more information on that one, or if you want to throw out a donation on that one, then go to phaware.global. Want to give a shout out to, while I find it, there, Access Sim Gear. If you want cheap peripherals for your rig for iRacing or any other sim racing application, then go to XS Sim Gear. That's X and S Sim Gear. Also want to give a shout out to Prestige Vapory. I know they're watching here tonight, so good to see you out and showing your support as always, Prestige Vapory. If you want any vaping peripherals for the cheap, then go to Prestige Vapory. They will get you hooked up as always. No, that's last week's points. I don't want to put that up. And finally, just some consideration going out to PZ Overlays. If you want an overlay like the one you see here tonight, then go to Paul Zota. That's PZ Overlays. You'll find him on Facebook. Anyway, let's go to our main view here tonight. That's what we're here for, and that's what we want to see as qualifying is underway. We're just looking at Brandon Stokes there. John Jenkins is the first one to put the time in, though, here tonight. Definitely going to be wanting to watch here, John Jenkins, after coming so close to getting a... Well, he got a podium last week, Tyler, but can he go one step further and get the win?
I don't know. I think this is going to be more of a coin toss between a lot of different drivers. I'm just watching a few of the cars. I'm watching Matt Burkhardt right now. I noticed a few of the guys for qualifying, they've been burning some fuel, especially trying to see what they can do on getting the quickest time. That time Burkhardt is 5th quickest, but I think it's going to be a dice roll on who's going to win this, especially with how difficult Charlotte is. And
Burkhardt's just been knocked out of the top 5 by one, Mike Whitaker. Whitaker struggling last week at Watkins Glen, but definitely back on a in an atmosphere that he knows very well. Back on the ovals, he's proved so many times that he knows how to get it done around here. I want to go to Joe Morganti after missing last week's Watkins Glen race due to... we're not going to get into that, but he took a break last week, and he's back here tonight. Currently sitting in the top 10 in qualifying, so good to see him. Defending champion Ronnie Osmer up into the top 5 now. Just qualifying second, 17 thousandths of a second slower than Brandon Stokes.
Oh boy, Ronnie's a quick driver. There was at one point I was racing with him earlier in a Skip Barber race, and I could say I was quicker than him, but oh man, he's just something completely different in general.
Just be proud of the fact that you out-qualified him.
Yeah. That was even with me making mistakes, and from what Ronnie was telling me, he made some mistakes too. So yeah, it made a lot of difference.
Absolutely. As we're just seeing Jordan Barry making his way out on out of pit road. Another person that missed last week's race, Jordan Barry. Good to see him back out there tonight as he starts his qualifying run. James McDavid currently out on track as well. Just finishing his qualifying run, he gets a time good enough for P12. Johnny Antonucci just finishing his qualifying run up. So the only person out on track right now, actually Chad Witt just making his way out of pit road as well. So good to see him there. I did promise him a paint scheme, so Chad, get with me at some point. I will try and get a paint scheme sorted for you soon. So keep a lookout for that one. But let's go back to Jordan Barry. He's currently starting his fast lap now as he goes into turn 1 and 2. Jordan Barry's been impressive in the last few races, so hopefully he can continue that momentum tonight and get up there. Running in the top 10 for a lot of the races this season, but Charlotte's a different animal, so he might struggle a bit here tonight. Let's see how he does as he makes his way through turn 3 and 4. Towards the double dog leg that I mentioned earlier, across the line, and
8th place.
So good time there for Jordan Barry. Aaron Beauvais up in the top 10 as well. He's in P6, so the rookie's really showing how it's done here tonight. Let's go back to Chad Witt there as he's out on track. He's going to come across the line as well. Let's see what he can put in. That's good enough for 16th, so he's still out on track. He's got one more lap to do. Jordan Barry just coming across the line now to see what he can put in. He does. He improves to P5. Great time there for Barry.
Great time, only less than 0.2 of a second off of Brandon Stokes. So this is gonna be very, very close knit. I mean, first 14 trucks are all within half a second, so it's gonna be very, very close racing.
Half a tenth.
Yeah, sorry.
Half a tenth. That's how close it is around Charlotte. Chad Witt moves up to P13 as we're just watching Bob Lacavara now on his qualifying run. Let's see what time he can put in that number 5 Convergent Composites truck. He goes straight up to P9. Great first lap there for Bob Lacavara. We could see something special here by Mr. Bob Lacavara, as he's been one of the higher runners in the field, but fades back later in the race. But let's see how he can do on his qualifying run here as he goes towards turn 3. Follows that low line going through turn 3. Goes up to the middle line going through turn 4. Don't want to go too high because you'll hit that outside wall. Down towards the double dog leg and the finish line. Let's see what he can put in this time round. He doesn't improve, so he stays in P9.
Nope, but the gap though between 7th, 8th, and 9th, 6 thousandths of a second difference. So even just a slight improvement there, and Bob could have easily have jumped up to 7th.
One man looking out for redemption here is Chris Bouchard. He just comes out of turn 4 to complete his first lap of the qualifying run. See what he can do here. Bouchard goes up to P2nd, 9th. Oh! Huge wreck there for Chris Bouchard, but just before he did that, he got him to P2, 9 thousandths of a second slower than Brandon Stokes, but that's second lap. Horrible wreck there for the number 28, and his qualifying is done.
Yeah.
Looking at Matt Kleinschmidt now running a new paint scheme here tonight. Good to see that number 3 with some new paint on his car as he's on his first lap of the night.
Yep, I like that. Is it a POW? POW am I missing in action paint scheme?
No, it's a Lowe's paint scheme.
Oh. Okay, I don't know what my training paint is doing because I see him in the Prisoner of War and missing in action paint scheme.
Matt Kleinschmidt moving up to P4 for his first lap. Chris Bouchard's going to come out of pit road again, but I don't think he's got enough time to get another lap in because that second lap would have already started by the time he wrecks, so he won't get a time in, or he'll get a very slow time in for his second lap anyway.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dylan Moskowitz struggling there in the Whataburger number 4. He's only qualified down in P15. Usually expected to be a bit higher than that as Kleinschmidt wrecks it across the line. So a lot of people struggling on their final laps. Let's look at Thomas Wagner. Wagner suffering the Dairy Queen Award last week, getting disqualified for unfortunately running over too many drivers.
Ooh, yeah, that's never good.
And that Watkins Glen, that's really bad. Here he comes across the line. He's already qualified in 13th. What can he improve on that time? One place he improves, he moves up to 12th. So that's
still a fairly decent time.
Absolutely, as that is going to do it for qualifying. It looks like everybody except for Dylan Phillips has taken time. So we are going to just step away for a second as we are going to ask everybody to remove their hats and stand to your feet as we go to tonight's national anthem. When I find it. There we go. You are joining us for the F Cancer 100 live here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everybody lining up on the grid now. So let's go to our grid lineup for tonight's race. As Brandon Stokes bringing home the pole there. Christopher Bouchard joining him on row 1. Row 2 will be Ronnie Osmer and Matt Kleinschmidt. Row 3 will be Mike Whitaker and Jeffrey Meyer. Row 4 will be John Jenkins and Jordan Barry. And row 5 will be David Gainforth making his debut tonight and Aaron Beauvais. Tyler.
Row 6 is going to be Bob Larcavara alongside with Thomas Wagner. Row 8 is going to be Matt Burkhart. Actually, sorry. Row 7 is going to be Matt Burkhart and Joe Margani. Row 8 is going to be Johnny Antonucci and Dylan Moskowitz. Row 9 is going to be Hoot Baker and John Napier. Row 10 is going to be Chadwick and James McDavid, the two rookies.
Row 11 is going to be Greg Napier and Sean Weaver. And rounding out the field of 23 drivers will be Dylan Phillips if he actually stays in the session, which I don't think he has. So definitely an unfortunate incident there for him. So 22 drivers taking the green tonight. around Charlotte as they all get they're all rolling now, sorry. Just going to take a look at Brandon Stokes there, our leader. Going to bring us to the green here at Charlotte. Everybody rolling down the backstretch now towards turn 3. Ronnie Osman doing the good old weaving of the tyres, warming up his tyres before this race starts. I don't know if that works on iRacing.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, with that crappiness time model is, I'm not really surprised you have to warm up the tyres.
Most definitely.
As we're still watching Brandon Stokes there, he's got Chris Bouchard to his outside. Chris Bouchard still okay after that horrible wreck on his second qualifying run. Managed to get the car fixed and back out on track, but here he is. Pace car's off, we're going to get him going right away. As 100 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway, the F-Canter 100 is underway. Brandon Stokes going to lead him into turn 1. Very nice there, man. It looks like everybody got away cleanly.
Yep, so far so good. We got some 2 wide action going on further back, but up front, Brandon Stokes starting to pull away.
Brandon Stokes in the lead there. Matt Kleinschmidt already up to P4. And look behind as you see Mike Whitaker there, just ahead of Jeffrey Meyer and John Jenkins. And John Jenkins is in trouble of his own as he's got Jordan Barry to his outside. Barry's going to pass on the outside. Great move there by the number 34 machine.
Yeah, great pass there by Barry. They're starting a single file. Looks like Ronnie Osmer is going to try to make a nice outside pass around Chris Bouchard there, taking second spot. Looks like he's going to try to make his move now, trying to get around Brandon Stokes on the inside.
And he's going to make it work. He's got the run going into turns 3 and 4. Still side by side as they come out of turn 4. Let's see how this works out as Brandon Stokes almost hits the wall when they go across the line. But Brandon Stokes going to keep it wound up on the high side. Brandon Stokes still got a nose out in front and doesn't come down to defend his line as Ronnie Osborne now gets another run coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Brandon Stokes got a little close there, almost hitting the wall. Brandon Stokes should get the outside run coming up. And there's Ronnie. Brandon Stokes might still get the outside run though. As, Ronnie's trying to hang on there on the inside line, trying to take the lead and come to the line. It's going to be close.
Ronnie. On to Ronnie. Ronnie Osborne leads his first lap here tonight at Charlotte. Looking to get his season back on track after last week he had a bit of disappointment himself. As we got a caution out.
Oh my!
Mike Whitaker's in that. Jordan Barry's in that, who we just mentioned. A lot of
involved.
Oh wow, that's the big one. A lot of people are involved in this one.
It started right around Mike Whitaker. I just looked out of the corner and all I saw was Whitaker sideways with 2 other trucks shoving him along.
Let's go back and watch that. Oh, let's go back a bit further than that.
Jeffrey Meir just absolutely got clobbered.
As we're watching Whitaker and Jeffrey Meyer going through turns 3 and 4. I think it's in turn 1 and 2 that happened.
Yeah, it was middle of 1 and 2 when it happened.
Here we go. Meyer making the dive on the inside. It was actually Kleinschmidt that held up Whitaker. Meyer had nowhere to go. Barry caught in it as well. Looks like Gainforth was in it as well. Joe Morganti making moves to get around it. Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot happened.
John Napier was in it. Sean Weaver was in it. Chad Witt was in it. Hoot Baker just avoiding it. Same for David. Johnny Antonucci was in it. I saw him backwards at one point. Aaron Bovais. Doesn't look like any damage on that 85, so he must have avoided it. Jordan Barry definitely was in it. Greg Napier avoided it as well because he started in pit road. But Jeffrey Meyer, the worst one out of that, as he had to tow. But everybody in pit road right now.
Oh, this is gonna get close. Looks like Stokes barely won the race off pit road. Ronnie got second, and Bouchard third.
John Jenkins staying out. Oh, what did he? I think John Jenkins did the pass through, didn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's going to bring it down pit road again. John Jenkins going to have to come through pit road again, as he looks like he completely missed his pit stall. And that's going to put him to the back of the field. I'm just going to do a quick interview. I know it's early to do an interview, but I'm going to do one anyway, because it's me and I don't care. Let's talk to Mr. Morganti. John Morganti, Sam, up in the booth. You got me, sir?
Yeah, I do. I just need to change the shorts. You got any?
I was about to ask you that. Did you change the flavour of your seat at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea how I did that. I'm sure it made for some absolutely fantastic coverage, though.
Well, I did kind of miss it, but yeah, I did see you kind of snaking through in the background, like, you know, but...
You should be behind the wheel.
Unfortunately, I'm not behind the wheel. I can't be behind the wheel until Wednesday, so unlucky for me. Anyway, Joe, lights are off on the postcard. Just wanted to see, get your thoughts on that, the big one that just happened now, and good luck for the rest of the race.
All right, thanks, bud.
Joe Morganti there in the number 53 low-budget TV machine. And joining us in the booth is Mr. Nate Siefka. Nate, how are you doing today, sir?
We are doing very well, Sam. Good to see you, Tyler and Sam.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch my breath after that comment from Joe, but I can 100% agree with them as they're getting ready the green flag to come out.
And Ronnie Osborne choosing as actually Brandon Stokes chose the outside line, and this battle can resume straight away as Ronnie Osborne straight to the inside of Brandon Stokes. I think the outside line might have been the bad choice there for the number 21, as there goes Ronnie Osborne to the point as,
Brandon Stokes touched to the, looked like the rear quarter panel, almost spun him. Nice save by Ronnie though.
Yeah, Ronnie keeping it wound up as he still manages to stay in the lead. Great lead there for the 55. It's a good job that's that huge runoff area on the backstretch, because, Brandon Stokes almost getting it wrong coming out of turn 4, and that's going to let Chris Bouchard in on the inside as they go into turns 1 and 2. Bouchard now up to P2, but big mistake there from Brandon Stokes.
Yeah, definitely a big mistake there. So just going to see Ronnie starting to get a gap here. And it's going to be interesting to see how much of a gap he can gain over the next couple laps, if he can get one at all.
Yeah, I think Stokes had an issue there from the restart because he could not get going on the outside, and after the contact with Ronnie, I think he really lost a lot of momentum there.
Absolutely, as now Christopher Bouchard still under pressure from Brandon Stokes. So Brandon Stokes still keeping the car wound up. Look at Joe Morganti now, already up to the top 5, benefiting from that big wreck that just happened right now. So he's in the top 5, but under pressure from Matt Burkhart as they make their way out of turn 4. David Gainforth is there as well.
Yeah, it's a close battle. Burkhart's going to look on the inside and get around Joe Morganti. Burkhart's got to make it quick, though, if he wants to get back up on the outside line and try to conserve some tires. We are lap 11 of 100. Remember, this is the F-Cancer 100 here, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Already creating some excitement here as we're still watching Joe Morganti and Matt Burkhart battle it out. Joe Morganti having a bit of a brush with the wall, coming out of turn 4. Burkhart's going to be given the position now. Go back a bit further in the field. There's Chad Witt, who was was involved in that first wreck. Looks like everybody having to take fast repairs on that one. As I think Sam's mic just cut out on you there.
No, it wasn't. I hit the pop filter on my microphone, so I kind of knocked it a little bit.
No worries. Yep.
I haven't broadcasted since Wednesday, so I'm a bit.
Yeah. Oh. Thought I heard someone scraping the wall there earlier. I don't know who, but Ronnie Osborne, though, he's pulling away from Bouchard. Looks like Bouchard's starting to run a little bit quicker. He's 0.4 of a second behind Roddy, and he looks like he's slowly reeling him in.
Yeah, Chris Bouchard, a man on the mission after leading a lot of laps last week. Nate can attest to this. Chris Bouchard, is going to be a man on a mission tonight. Am I right, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely. He had a killer there last week, so he's looking to bounce back really strong here tonight.
Yeah, the man in 4th place was the man that started the ball rolling for Bouchard's downfall. That's Matt Kleinschmidt there. Unfortunately, having that spin into pit road last week and collecting Bouchard in the process. But Kleinschmidt's having a better run here tonight. He's up in P4 and definitely running pretty strong here tonight. He's got Matt Burkhart a few car lengths behind him. Actually, 0.6 of a second behind him.
Absolutely, as it looks like Stokes and Bouchard are right up the tailpipe now of Ronnie as he's closing in. Stokes is just following Bouchard, and just it seems like Bouchard's just finding and Ronnie's trying to do everything he can to stay out of him.
We are on lap 16 of 100. Stage 1 is going to be coming to an end soon. I can't remember what lap we're finishing stage 1. I think it's lap 25. So about 10 laps to go before the end of stage 1. So Ronnie Osmer is your leader, but he's under pressure, as we've already mentioned, from Bouchard and Stokes. So this is a 3-car battle for the lead right now. Across the line, beginning lap 17. And can Bouchard try and make the move, or is he just going to conserve his tyres at this point?
About 8 laps to go. I think Bouchard's going to save his tires until the, well, I don't know. I mean, he's getting shoved by Stokes there. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, one man making the move from the pack is Mr. Dylan Moskowitz. He's already on the back of Joe Morganti. Remember, he started way down in P15. He's already up to P6 now as he gets around the 53, and he's going to try. He's got the clear now. He's going to try and chase down Matt Burkhart for that top 5 position already.
Yeah, meanwhile up front, Bouchard and Stokes are actually, Stokes is almost nearly shoving Bouchard as Bouchard's trying to find a way to get around Ronnie, and Ronnie running that middle line right now is making it very difficult.
There goes Stokes. He's going to try and look at that inside line of Bouchard. He's going to come across the line side by side, and Ronnie won't mind this one bit if they're going to be battling behind him, because that'll help him get away a bit more.
Yeah, Ronnie needs everything he can. He wants both of them to fight for it, as Stokes is going to come around on the inside around Bouchard. He's got to hold on to it, though.
Yeah, lots of error pushes that come out of turn 2. As it looks like Stokes started sliding up the track, but managed to save it very nicely. As they come to turn 4, not so much error push through turn 4 as Bouchard keeps it wound up on the high side going through turn 4. As they come across the line one more time to begin lap 20. And they're still side by side. They've been side by side for about 2 laps now.
Oh, and Stokes just sent it in there, so he's going to try to get clear to Bouchard here, and it looks like he might do it as long as he doesn't come up in front of him. Oh,
that was close.
Yeah, Bouchard's going to try and cross him over as they go towards turn 3. Side by side again. This time the roles are reversed. Stokes on the outside, Bouchard on the inside. And Ronnie's not getting away. He's being really hounded by the 21 and the 28, but Ronnie's not able to get away from these two, even though they're battling away.
No, but with both of them battling, it's still going to help him, and it's going to keep his momentum. As Stokes nearly scrapes the wall there. That was pretty close.
Absolutely, as they go through turn 3 and 4 on lap 21. And this race is going very quickly. Let's go back further into the field as we are going to watch David Gainforth there. He's got Bob Lacavara. David Gainforth slowly falling back to the field alongside Joe Morganti. So Morganti and Gainforth slowly falling backwards, but still in the top 10. Bob Lacavara says in 9th. Chad Witt, I did want to mention before, he's another one that's making his way through the field. He's already up into the top 10 spot. So good to see him up there. Sean Weaver under pressure from Thomas Wagner. No, that's not Thomas Wagner. That's Johnny Antonucci putting a lap back, getting a lap back off him. Thomas Wagner's a bit further back.
And Stokes is about nearly sent it on Ronnie as he's going to shove him out to the outside. Ronnie's not taking one bit of it. Ooh, caution's out.
That is going to be John Jenkins, the man that qualified near the front, is in trouble again. Let's see what happened to the number 25.
Oh! I just saw it.
Jenkins going to send it to the inside of Greg Napier.
I want to say that was 50-50 because I saw some net code here.
Oh! Huge wreck there as Greg Napier got launched as well. Greg Napier actually able to keep it going. Big wreck there for John Jenkins as well as let's just say it's a 50-50.
Yeah, because from the vantage point I had, I want to say Jenkins had about another foot of room, and when the net code hit, I want to say that was net code, because from there I was looking off of one of the camera angles, and it looked like Jenkins had a little bit more room to where he should easily should give Greg enough room. That was just really unfortunate there though for John, just caught up in that.
Who's Greg?
Greg Napier.
They're bumping down pit road.
I believe this might be the end of the stage as well, so...
I haven't heard anything in the chatter. So, oh, that's Ronnie misses pit. Oh!
Bouchard did as well. So this might move Kleinschmidt up to second now, so that's going to help the number 3. But Brandon Stokes going to be the biggest winner out of all this because he's going to get out in the lead.
Napier
Is he? Here comes Burkhardt.
Bouchard loses 3 spots.
Yeah, look at the stop Burkhardt, man. Burkhardt getting off to the best start of the night. He's up to 3rd place already from P5.
Yeah, no, and Matt, there's one thing that you know Matt's going to do really well, and it's actually pit stops, because he always emphasizes nailing his guy. He told me once that if he misses pit box, just to shoot him. So while I was spotting for him, so I think that just shows how good Matt can have pit stops there.
Well, we've seen so many times from Top Fuel Racing that Matt Burkhardt is always one of the main guys in the pit stop areas. I mean, he's a good guy out on track as well, but it's the pit stops where he really gets his advantage, like you already mentioned, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg's going down pit road now. It looked like Greg Napier missed his pit box when he originally came in, so he looks like he's going to have to use his fast repair as well, because that front right end is just absolutely torn up.
Yeah, going back to that incident, it looked like Greg had a bit more room. He could have gone up to the wall, but like you said, I mean, there's room to be had everywhere, both sides. And, you know, it's one of those 50-50 things that we got to just move on from.
Well, Napier did use a fast repair there. You can see how fresh that truck is as he's bringing it back out of pit road. That's Jordan Barry, and I believe that's Aaron Bovey's in front of him. That is. And they're both 1 lap down, so strategies afoot here as Brandon Stokes is your leader, but Jeffrey Meyer staying out to get his lap back on 20 lap holder tyres.
That'll be, at least with him being in the back, he can hope for caution to come out and be able to make some kind of way of being able to hope a quick caution, because it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think that there's an opportunity.
Absolutely, as we're seeing them coming out of turn 4 there. Definitely some interesting moves there. Chris Bouchard, big loser in the pit stops though, dropping to P5 after all that. Kleinschmidt, Burkhardt and Stokes, well, Stokes was already ahead of him when they came into pit road, so losing 2 spots in the end. So big loss there for the 28, but I'm sure he'll be back up there eventually. We know what he's like to pass in, and he definitely likes to make his way from the field once he's back there, but he's not going to have it all his own ways. There's Dylan Moskowitz as well. He's another one that likes to pass people. So definitely going to be a contentious start here as Brandon Stokes picking the outside line again.
So it seems like Brandon has some more faith in that line, because he didn't get the lead going in turn 1 the last time. So maybe he just needs a better start this time, and it'll be interesting to see if he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
As they're coming out of turn 4, Nate, get us going, buddy.
as we come out of the 3-4 complex. It looks like Brandon Stoke is going to lead us to the green flag here. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get that top line to work as Osmer is starting alongside of him. The green flag is out. It looks like Stoke gets a better jump. It's going to be interesting, though, if he can clear Osmer as he gets to the line, and it looks like he does.
Looks like the outside line got a bit checked up there as Moskowitz loses a position to Morganti, and it looks like Burkhardt's in trouble as well. No, Burkhardt moving up to second, so great reason, no, third, sorry. Oh God, but Bouchard moving up to fourth after passing Kleinschmidt. So he's already on the move and he's already working on the back of that number 44 machine.
Yeah, Bouchard trying to make a move up the side. It looks like he's going to try to see if he can get around Burkhardt on the outside going into 1 and 2.
Ronnie Osmer working on the back of Brandon Stokes as they're side by side coming out of turn 2.
Ronnie's got a big run.
There it is.
Pretty massive run there from Ronnie. That was very impressive.
Yeah. So Bouchard's going to move up to third on Matt Burkhardt.
So maybe the outside line is coming into play now, as that's 2 outside passes we've seen in the space of a lap here at Charlotte. So that outside line really coming into play right now as Ronnie now back to the point. Brandon Stokes still back into second now. Bouchard already back into third place. Good rebound for him. Burkhardt in fourth. Kleinschmidt down to fifth. And Morganti in sixth.
Sliding back into the wall on the outside wall. And other cars
no caution yet.
No caution. As that's John Napier and James McDavid in that.
David's going to have to get off the racetrack. We're not going to caution for him. He's actually playing just fine here.
Yeah, I'm honestly, from the way the wreck happened, Napier came sliding back up the track, and looks like the 92 is just nowhere to go. I'm surprised the caution didn't come out earlier because of it.
Actually, McDavid spun it, blocking it down to try and avoid Napier. Go back and look at it from McDavid's point of view. As we are still green, we will get back to the races in a second. Just want to investigate this bit. As we're looking at McDavid, you can see Napier just ahead of him. John Napier losing the back end coming out of turn 2. As you can see right there, losing the back end, sliding back on the track. Yeah, McDavid just spun the car trying to avoid the 99 as that is going to be the end of John Napier's night, as he's already put his truck behind the wall. Meanwhile, let's go back to the battle at the front. Actually, there's no battle at the front as Ronnie's checked out.
Yeah.
Bouchard's up to second now.
Yeah, it's more of a four truck battle for second.
It's Morganti. Morganti got in the wall.
Ooh.
John Morganti getting into the wall as well, as he's going to work on the back of David Gainforth as he tries to get that momentum back as quickly as possible. On the back there of the 101. I need to talk to David. He keeps stealing my number. Yeah, John Morganti having a bit of an issue there as they make their way out of turn 2. He's already under pressure from Bob Lacavara. So I wonder if after hitting that wall, as Joe Morganti almost hits the wall again, as he's lost some. It looks like he's lost some speed in that truck, as he's got some heavy right side damage on that Toyota.
Yeah, looks like he's hit that wall a little bit too much on that right side. That's going to really hamper the turn in for Charlotte, especially how much of a turn in you need to have to hold on to not scraping the outside wall, especially if you're going to run that outside line.
Oh my God, he's in the wall again! That's going to lose him some more speed as there goes Chad Witt.
Morganti's right now.
Here comes Thomas Wagner to the inside as well.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's... Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Oh, look out!
Oh, that was close. Wagner sliding up the track. Wagner's got a more damaged truck than Morganti. Yeah, what were you going to say there, Nate?
I was just... Oh, Burkhart's gripping the wall there. I was about to say that everyone's starting to search for some more cooler track, because it seems like everyone's tires are just getting fried up here. And the exploration of the lines is starting to lead people into the wall, it seems like.
Yeah, just watching Burkhardt there, he did lose a bit of speed and lost a lot of time to Bouchard. As here comes Kleinschmidt to the back of him now. Kleinschmidt's going to see if he can take advantage of that as he's coming up to the back of the 44. Not too close though, he's still a couple of car lengths behind. Philip Moskowitz up to P6 now, as you can see. That 4 is carrying a lot of speed going through the corners there, so watch for him to be a factor at some point in this race.
Yeah, most definitely is. Right now, it's not many battles going on other than Klein.
Oh, in the wall goes Stokes.
Oof. That's going to let Bouchard back in again. Bouchard to the inside. Brandon Stokes. All of the Strangeness cars have hit the wall at some point in this race. Obviously, John Napier, the major casualty out of that after he had to put his truck behind the wall. But all 4 Strangeness machines have hit the wall at some point tonight. So it seems like the Strangeness cars, trucks are magnetically attracted to the wall for some reason.
Yeah. Stokes really sliding really up the track no matter what he's doing. He's trying to get down as low as he can. It's just those tires look like they're about ready to give out on him.
Oh, Bouchard in the wall! He can't control it! Save it, save it, save it, save it!
He comes back on the racetrack.
Heck of a save. Looks like he's going to get a penalty now.
He's going to get a penalty.
Oh, no.
So the bottle train continues.
Bouchard getting it going again, but he did cross that line, and he's going to get a penalty for unsafe pit entry. So
that's going to be a 15-second stop go there, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so Bouchard getting it all wrong coming out of turn 4, spinning it. Well,
he's about to spin it again.
Oh, jeez!
I think he's doing that drifting again, like he did at Watkins Glen last week.
Yeah, and he's going to go a lap down, maybe 2 here.
Big mistake there by the 28, and that's left Ronnie Osmer way out in front now because obviously Brandon Stokes has got that damage on his truck. So
he's hit the wall again.
Bouchard's struggling. He's got to hope for a caution to come out, or he's going to end up causing a caution soon at this rate. He's just struggling. The damage is too much for him right now.
So Bouchard with the damaged truck there. He's still on the lead lap, but yeah, that damage is really going to hurt him in the long run. He does have a fast repair, remember, but
he's going to rep this car to use it, it seems like. I mean, he's been loose every turn since this green flag, since he had the wall.
Bouchard actually staying out. He hasn't actually gone down to serve his penalty yet. I wonder if he did give him a penalty or not.
And we got a big battle going on here for third. That little Ford truck, he's flying. Wheels are still on the ground, but man, he's flying.
As he works on the outside of Matt Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt is keeping it down on that bottom side to get the line, but Moskowitz carrying a lot of speed on that high side. I did say earlier that high side is coming into play now, but he's got a bit too high behind Burkhardt. He's gonna still not be clear of Kleinschmidt as they come across the line. He gets the clear now, comes down the track, and that is going to be a position there to Moskowitz. Moskowitz up to P4 now, and now he can focus on getting onto the back of Matt Burkhardt.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm thinking that he somehow didn't get a penalty for that, which kind of baffles me with the way he spun in. His entire car didn't go into the pits, though. So that might be a potential reason why he didn't get a black flag there.
He got very lucky then.
You can see the wheel marks from the grass where Bouchard went.
gotta love this new update for iRacing. Now it really makes it look realistic now.
R.I.P. graphic cards.
Moskowitz got it a bit wrong coming out of turn 2 there. That's going to let Matt Kleinschmidt back in on the outside. Kleinschmidt trying to get a run on the outside as Burkhardt almost hits the wall again. Went across the line to complete lap 45. Meanwhile, back at the front, Brandon Stokes is caught up to the back of Ronnie Osmer. Stokes finding some speed in that truck despite the damage. He's going to dive it to the inside. on the 55 as they go towards turn 3. This is your battle for the lead now, so as Brandon Stokes gets the clear, Stokes is back to the front again. As Stokes gets to the back end.
Oh, Ronnie had a trick up there, otherwise that would have been Stokes' day done.
Ronnie Osmer saved Brandon Stokes just then.
I think Stokes owes Osmer a beer, and unfortunately he's not old enough,
Yeah.
so I guess he just owes him a pop.
Yeah, oh boy, that Ronnie had it. You could see the front end of Ronnie's truck just get slammed hard on the brakes trying to not spin Stokes out. That was close.
Ronnie's got to get a good run here, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can get the clear or get to him.
He got a wheel on the grass there. That's going to cost him a bit of time, or is it? Because there goes Ronnie Osmer to the inside into turn 1. These guys have been battling it out as Ronnie Osmer gets a wheel on the apron. That's going to let Stokes get more of a momentum on that outside line as they come out of turn 2. Still side by side. These guys have been putting on one hell of a battle through this race so far.
Oh yeah, most
Meanwhile, while
definitely.
we're watching this battle, Moskowitz has got by Burkhardt there for third position.
Uh-oh. Should we start doing the job soon at this rate, especially with how Dylan's running?
I mean, he's about what 2.7 seconds back or so, 2.8. So
Look two spots behind Dylan Moskowitz, and you'll see John Jenkins there. He's managed to find some speed back in that truck again after taking that fast repair, and he's on a move as well as he's coming up to the back of Kleinschmidt. So John Jenkins, watch for him to make his way past these two as well, or try to anyway. And we know how fast Jenkins was last week, Nate.
oh, Stokes has gotten by.
Yep, Stokes has gone by. Osmer's trying to make an attempt on catching up. Trucks are starting to get loose on everyone, as I know Ronnie was sliding up on a previous lap. Almost had to catch himself there for a second, otherwise he would have been hitting the wall.
Update on retirements. Sean Weaver has put his truck behind the wall, so not sure what's happened to the 37, but his race is over for another night as they kind of come across the line. They're coming up to the back of
And that's the end of the stage.
Oh no,
No, it's not.
Barry and Baker are collected on the backstretch.
Ooh. What did I miss?
Take a look at that as that is going to bring an end to caution stage number 2.
It was actually Greg Napier and the 34 of Jordan Berry, and who just I don't know what happened there with who, but he just did a right turn Clyde.
I think he locked up the tires and then he locked up the right front and it just wouldn't go back to the left, it seems like, or something.
Yeah, Hoot Baker nearly took Aaron Bovais with him as well, so almost a big incident there for Bovais, but Bovais made it through. So Hoot Baker and, well, actually it was Jordan. It was actually Greg Napier that caused that. Greg Napier now putting his truck behind the wall too. Jordan Barry collected up in that, as well as, I believe he's already used his fast repair as well, so he might be in a bit of trouble there.
Oh, Osmer misses the pit box again.
Boy.
You think with the real life experience, you think Osmer would have a little bit of an advantage in the pits. Ooh, look at this pit stop by Burkhardt.
Burkhardt moving up to second in the pit stops. Osmer is going to drop all the way back to P6 because of that. And that's let Moskowitz and Jenkins past them as well, so yeah. He's not going to find it easy getting past Jenkins and Moskowitz, I know that much.
No. Definitely not.
Chad Witt up to P7 now as well. David Gainforth into 8th. Lacavara 9th, and Joe Morganti rounds out your top 10 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And he's got Johnny Antonucci right behind him as well. Johnny Antonucci at some point managed to get back on the lead lap, so he's there in a P11. Sorry, P11th? That's weird.
Yes.
Sean Weaver's back out on track, albeit 6 laps down. He did put his car behind the wall for a while, but he's back out there again now. But your leader after the pit stops is Brandon Stokes, and he's got Matt Burkhardt right behind him. The master of the pit stops.
You know what? Our cautions tonight have been very well timed for quote-unquote stage racing.
I know, right? It's like they
We
know.
had like one at 23, and we had that one at 50. So
At the end of 50, the stage caution would have come out anyway.
So it just happened to just fall into our lap there, didn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately for Greg Napier. And
most
Jordan Murray. Who were sacrificed for the sake of the caution. For the stage, sorry. As
Just scrolling through the field to see who's the biggest movers and losers are tonight. Moskowitz and Burkhardt are definitely the big winners. You know, Burkhardt come from 13th, Moskowitz come from 16th position. But you look at the big losers, and definitely Jordan Berry is one of them. He started this race 8th. He's currently in 18th. Jeffrey Meyer, he started the race 6th. He's in 16th. Christopher Bouchard, the biggest loser of them all, he started 2nd. Right now he's running in the 13th position.
As the lights are off on the pace car once again. Brandon Stokes choosing the outside line again, and Matt Burkhardt onto the inside line. Tyler, I believe it's your turn to get us going again.
Yes, most definitely, as they are getting ready to come out of turn 4 now.
Turn 2.
Turn 2.
Tyler.
Yeah. Alright, well, honestly, this is gonna get interesting.
It's usually me that gets the corners wrong. Come on.
Hey, don't point me! Alright, as they're now going into 3, getting into turn 4 now, Stokes still choosing the outside line, but like earlier, Stokes gotta get a good jump here as they're getting ready to come out of turn 4 now, waiting on the pace car to jump out, and Stokes has jumped the gun, and away he goes, and it looked like Burkhardt just fell asleep at the wheel there for a second.
There they go into turn 1. Brandon Stokes is leader. Burkhardt actually getting a decent start there, a restart there, and coming out in 2nd. Dylan Moskowitz already working on the back of Kleinschmidt, as there's Ronnie Osman right behind him as well. So a nice 4-car battle there for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, most definitely, as Ronnie looks like he's going to just follow Dylan as much as possible, see if he can be able to pull off another 2 spots there, as he's going to get around John Jenkins, and Ronnie's now going to try to make an attack on Matt Kleinschmidt.
Moskowitz getting a run on the outside, Kleinschmidt getting a bit of even better run on the inside of the 4. They're still side by side as they go down the backstretch towards turn 3. As, Moskowitz almost getting into the back of Burkhardt there. Burkhardt holding him up slightly. As this has all of a sudden become a huge battle for the lead now.
Yeah, it says, this is going to get interesting.
Oh man, this is tight. This is tight for everybody.
Yeah, one mistake and it's going to be a lot of trucks involved as Ronnie's trying to decide which is safer, the high line or the lower line.
Well, Matt Kleinschmidt trying to stick it down the bottom line there as Moskowitz gets clear on Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt's going to dive in on the inside of Matt Burkhardt as they make the way through turns 3 and 4. Moskowitz going to get the clear. And now... Osman's got no path through. He's been blocked there by Burkhardt. Kleinschmidt down the bottom. The only thing he can do is make it 3 wide, and we all know as Charlotte, you do not want to make it 3 wide.
That's not good. That's one good way to destroy a lot of trucks and lose a lot of friends very quick, like too.
If you do it right, you can be a big hero, but you get it a little bit wrong, you'll definitely turn into a 0.
Oh yeah. Ooh, and Stokes almost decided to go down low, and Moskowitz was there already. Oh boy.
Moskowitz still working on the inside of Matt Burkhardt there as we go down the backstretch. No more stage cautions here between now and lap 100. So everybody racing it for till the end now.
Burkhart slid up the track. Ronnie's taking an opportunity. Got around Kleinschmidt. Now Ronnie's might dive down on the inside here in turn 1.
Looks like he was bump drafted with Burkhart for a second there. Decided to back out of it. Drop to the bottom line now. Can see if he can get a run on the 44 as they go down the backstretch. Jumps up to the top line again because he knows there is a lot of momentum up there and he doesn't want Kleinschmidt to get an advantage on him right there, around
Here
the corner.
comes Oskowitz here. Oskowitz going to go to look to see if he can get the point.
Oof. Yeah.
Side by side as they come out of turn 4 across the line. Moskowitz getting a bit of a slide there though. That's going to give it an advantage to Stokes as there goes Ronnie Osmer. Giving Moskowitz the push he needs, but Burkhart giving Stokes an even better push as they go through turns 1 and 2. Stokes going to hold on to it. Burkhart's going to move back up to P2.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Had a little wiggle going. No wonder he lost a lot of time with the little wiggle. It looks like he just hit the apron a little bit.
Yeah, and Ronnie's now going to try to make a push on the outside lane, trying to see if he can try to get around Moskowitz for third. It's going to be close, but it looks like Moskowitz is hanging on that inside line a little bit longer.
And while all this has been going on, something's happened to Joe Morganti. Not sure what happened to him. He's already 2 laps down. Let's go back and find out what happened to Morganti.
I wonder if he dropped the connection.
Oh, maybe.
Yep, he did.
That's unfortunate. As Osmer flies down low and gets around that Burkhart. What a pass.
And Osmer up to P2 now, so he's going to try and make a move on Brandon Stokes already. Already side by side, 2 wheels on the apron. That's going to lose some momentum as Stokes still holding on.
The way Ronnie attacked that inside turn in 1 and 2, I'm surprised he didn't have a bigger run coming out. Boy, oh boy.
Something to think about too is Bouchard has made it up to 9th since his restart here. So Bouchard hasn't kind of came through the field like we thought we have, but this field is pretty bunched up though.
Bouchard's already, he's hit a brick wall in his run though. He's got Gameforth right behind him, right in front of him. Wagner to his inside, so he's got nowhere to go at this point, so he can't make any progression at this point. As Ronnie Osmer has got the run going towards the line. Ronnie Osmer's going to get the lap here.
He does.
Wow, that's close. 32 thousandths of a second between the 55 and the 21. As Osmer's still keeping it wound up on the inside. Another wheel on the apron there, but gets a nose out in front as they go towards the backstretch.
He almost cleared him, just not enough room yet to clear him. He should be able to clear him this time by...
And he does. As we're hearing spins.
Oh boy, big wreck.
How they didn't crash, I have no idea.
Wow,
that was insane.
Go green. But that's going to be a big gap
There was
now.
3 cars sideways in the middle of the racetrack there.
Wow.
I believe that was Jeffrey Meyer in that, wasn't
Chad Witt, Bob Lacavaro, and
Mike Whitaker. Yeah, a lot of craziness happened there. Boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah, you can see that as Whitaker got some significant damage from that. Witt held on to it. Let's go back again and watch that. That was interesting, isn't it? As it looks like Mike Whitaker checked up. We'll watch it again there. I think I've gone back a bit too far, but you'll see it in a minute. Looks like Whitaker checked up, as did Bob Lacavara. Witt didn't woe it up and hits both of them. Well, hits Lacavara. Lacavara hits Whitaker, and all 3 of them go sideways as they're back up to speed again. But Whitaker got some severe damage on that truck, as well as Witt and Lacavara, as Meyer makes his way past them to get a lap back off them.
Yeah, how that was not a big wreck and caution coming out, I don't know how, because that should have at least taken out half the field.
Meanwhile, Matt Burkhart has fallen back to P8. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he's fallen backwards very quickly as Wagner almost gets into his left rear quarter panel. Wagner going to move to the inside of Burkhart. As the side-by-side going across the line. Oh, very close, but up there with Chris Bouchard. He's up to P7, still behind David Gainforth though.
It seems like Bouchard's just struggling with trying to get the handling right on the car. Oh boy, as Bouchard almost got squeezed in by Wagner there.
Yeah, Wagner racing very closely to the 44 there. Wagner finally giving it up though. He's kind of regrouping, trying to start another attack too, as Wagner scrapes the wall. That's not going to help him at all. But Moskowitz is working on the back of Matt Kleinschmidt, trying to make an outside pass on the number 3. Kleinschmidt got some connection issues though.
As Moskowitz is going to duck down low, going to see if he can make the inside work this time, coming in 3 and 4. Looks like he might get the run coming out of 4.
Absolutely, as they are side by side going towards the line. Give that one to Kleinschmidt though. Kleinschmidt keeping it wound up on the high side and managing to stay ahead, but only just as here comes Moskowitz, gets a better run on the inside, or does he? Because Kleinschmidt's still keeping it wound up there. As don't look behind you guys, but John Jenkins is lurking.
And Jenkins running that high line. I mean, he's starting to build some more rubber on that high line. That high line's really going to start coming into play soon, as we got 29 laps to go, I believe.
We do have 29 laps to go.
Lap 72 of 100.
Good to see your math is working tonight, Tyler.
Sorry, 28.
No, it is 29. You're right.
I swear, Sam.
No, I was actually being genuine. I was like saying, yeah, your math is working tonight. Well done, Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Buy yourself an ice cream. Anyway.
Meanwhile, it looks like Brandon Stokes in his Toyota Tundra is chasing Ronnie Osmer in his Chevy Silverado, even though the man actually owns a Toyota truck.
That's interesting.
Osmer getting a bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 2. That's going to let Brandon Stokes get a bit of a run on him. Stokes still picking the high line though. I'm guessing he's going to be saving tyres at this point, as this is the longer run between the stages now to the end. So green flag pit stops, if conditions stay as they are, green flag pit stops will be a factor, provided that there's no more cautions.
That's definitely, and plenty of opportunities that there should have been cautions earlier, but there's still a lot of trucks in close together, mainly Matt Kleinschmidt all the way to Matt Burkhardt, as they're somewhat in a nice little train right now.
David Gainforth doing very well to hold off Chris Bouchard right now. Bouchard on a charge since he had that little drive through the grass earlier on in the race. Already up to P6 now. P7, sorry.
No, P7.
Burkhardt holding on to the back of them as well, so he's doing okay for himself.
Yeah, it seemed like after all of the big wreck nearly happened, it just, the top 8 just pulled away from everyone else, as everyone else is trying to avoid wrecks and causing a lot more damage.
There goes Bouchard to the outside of Gainforth. Finally decided to make his move, but can Bouchard keep it wound up on the high side? Remember what happened to him last time he kept it wound up on the high side? Ended up taking a drive through the grasses. There he goes. He gets a huge run on the outside. And Bouchard up to P6 now, as there goes Burkhardt as well on the outside of Gainforth.
Yeah, there's like battles all around, and further up ahead, Kleinschmidt was trying to make a move on John Jenkins. Actually, my apology, Jenkins is ahead of Matt Kleinschmidt. I don't know when that pass happened, but looks like Jenkins is on a tear now.
And he was saving his tyres. That's why he was taking that high line behind them. He was saving those tyres for when the pass wanted to happen. And Jenkins now up to P3. It looks like everybody's single file at this point. So everybody racing it clean towards the green flag pit stops, guys.
Yeah, real quick heads up, Gainforth just struggled. He slid up the track, almost took Burkhardt to the wall. It was just a massive slide there. He's caught it, but man, it almost became an expense for Burkhardt as well.
Absolutely, as we got our first taker down pit road, that's Thomas Wagner.
There's someone on the wall in the back there. I think it might have been Kleinschmidt.
Yeah, that was Kleinschmidt scraping the wall there as Moskowitz is going to try to take advantage of it now, diving down the inside. Ooh, look out.
Yeah, Moskowitz. Yeah, Osmer's under pressure still from Brandon Stokes. The green flag pit stops are underway. We've got Thomas Wagner just been down pit road. And Blackavara's been down pit road as well. So green flag pit stop's definitely underway at this point.
Stokes got in the wall a little bit there.
Yeah. Quick heads up to Wagner did use his fast repair as well.
Yes, yep. Another thing to note too is how if Osmer can actually hit his pit box. We've seen him struggle so far tonight, which is hitting his pit box under caution. And on the most important pit stop, it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually hit his pit box properly.
And this is going to be the money stop because we are approaching 20 laps to go here at Charlotte. John Jenkins is actually checked out away from Dylan Moskowitz now and is actually chasing down the 55 and the 21. So watch for John Jenkins to be a factor here as he is actually closing in on him. He's actually faster than both of the guys in first and second.
Got the wall again. Stokes hit the wall 2 times in 2 laps.
Oh wow, he's going to have to use a fast repair at some point.
Man, he's struggling. He's running the outside, but I think he just can't get the momentum on the low side anymore. As Ronnie's starting to pull away, 4/10 of a second gap now on Brandon Stokes.
Absolutely is. There we are, still watching Brandon Stokes as he's choosing the middle to high line, going for the corners. That's probably why he's drifting up into the wall, because he's using that line through those corners. Go back to Dylan Moskowitz, who's still having that battle with Matt Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt still not letting that number 4 Whataburger truck get away from his sights.
So absolutely, he's looking. Kleinschmidt's trying to make a move on the inside, but he just doesn't have that momentum where he can be able to make it. He's backing off a little bit just to not get the arrow push as Dylan slides up the track a little bit there.
And watch for Bouchard right behind him. Bouchard is slowly reeling them in as well, so...
Ooh, someone's spun!
That was Stokes, that was Stokes!
Stokes has spun it through the grass. Let's go back and watch that.
Oh, he lost it, man.
Just flat out lost it. Caution's out, though.
Caution is out. That is because of...
He spun it again. He's trying to come back onto the racetrack or something.
Oh, he pancaked the outside wall as well. That's not going to help him either. Oh, he was so lucky not to collect the other guys behind him. See him taking a ride through the grass there. And we're going to see what brought out the caution though, as he kicks up a lot of grass there.
It was Stokes trying to come back onto
the track and spun it out again. Oh, that just really ruined Thomas well, maybe not. Wagner, Mir, and Bob Lacravara. Well, Wagner and Lacravara have both pitted, so they should be able to get their laps back now.
So now these pit stops are going to be interesting as Osmer can hit his box and see how many spots Burkhart can make up here.
Most definitely.
Ooh, Osmer about to spot it coming in the pit road.
Whoa! Saved it. So that's Brandon Stokes. His incident has promoted John Jenkins up to second. So that's going to help the 25 hopefully make a run for the end now. But this, this is the money stop now as Ronnie Osmer carefully drops it into pit road as it looks like Bouchard overshot. No.
It was Burkhart. We talked about Burkhart doing good and he just messed it up this time.
Oh, Burkhart.
Yeah, Burkhart.
Jenkins!
Osmer. Jenkins beats Osmer out of the pits.
So John Jenkins getting the stop of his life and coming out in the lead. Ronnie Osmer's going to drop to second now. I think it's because Ronnie Osmer was being a bit too careful getting into his pit box, maybe.
Probably.
So we're going to have about a 12-lap shootout or so, 12 of the 13-lap shootout when we go green here. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lines everyone wants to use now.
We're gonna do a little interview here, and Nate, you're gonna speak to him. I'm gonna bring up Ronnie Osborne.
All right, 10-4.
And he's here with us now.
All right, Ronnie, you got a copy with me?
Yeah.
All right, what can you do to win this race tonight?
Honestly, I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing with running the bottom line. My car's not running well up top, so as long as I can keep running the bottom line like I've been, I feel pretty confident to drive away from these guys. With Brandon pretty much out of it, and Bouchard's had to pass these guys behind me, so I have a feeling I can get past John and just drive away with this.
Well, we've seen you've had some struggles today in the pits, and it seemed like you may have been a little just too cautious there coming into the pits that time to lose that first position. Was that potentially a factor, just being more cautious in the pits there?
Yeah, I probably think being more cautious hurt me that time, but being over anxious would hurt me more. So because the last pit stop dropped me from 2nd to 6th, so I'd rather be dropped from 1st to 2nd than that.
All right, Ronnie. Well, good luck to you for the rest of the race. Hopefully, we get to talk to you when the checker flag flies tonight.
Hope so.
That was Ronnie Osmer, reigning champion, or defending champion in that number 55 Ride to Give machine. As it looks like they're going to go 2 by 2 again. So hopefully for the final time here tonight, guys, we're going to see them go green one more time. And Nate, I feel like I'm picking on you tonight, but I want you to get them going this time, dude.
Alrighty, so it looks like we have a change in the scenarios that we've had tonight. It looks like John Jenkins looks like he is going to pick the bottom line. So we haven't seen a restart, I don't think, tonight, or at least I haven't, that the bottom line has been very effective, as someone just flew in the back there and about hit a couple cars there. Who was that? That was Meyer. He about smacked a couple guys. Either way, we're going to have a restart. We're going to have this restart with 13 laps to go, I believe. Is that right? My math working
right.
today?
Yeah, your math is working fine.
Woo. Anyway, we're making our way through the 3-4 complex here. It's going to be interesting as John Jenkins is going to lead us away. We're just waiting on the pace car now as everyone's looking really antsy to go. The pace car is about to go down here. As the pace car flinches, John Jenkins holding the field down, holding the field. Now he decides to go, and he gets a great jump on Osmer. Osmer locked in the dust there as John Jenkins flies away. It looks like Moskowitz might be able to make a move, but he can't quite hook underneath of Osmer.
Yeah, Osmer not getting the best restart he wanted, as there goes Moskowitz right on the back of him. And look at Chris Bouchard as well. He's going to try and make a move already.
Osmer's blocking on the bottom.
Yeah, Ronnie Osborne really put the block on. We're not even 10 laps to go yet, and they're racing like it's a final lap. Ronnie Osborne still holding on in 2nd place. And look at Kleinschmidt trying to look to the outside of Chris Bouchard there. Chad Witt there up into P6, so he's in with a shot of this tonight. So good to see the 11 up there.
Yeah, speak of where did he come from, Bouchard is just all of a sudden appeared in the top 5.
Yeah, Bouchard's going to make a run. He's up 4th right now. He might try to make a run on Moskowitz coming into turn 3 and 4 if he decides to.
And look at Ronnie Osmer. He's managed to break away from those two, and he's chasing down the 25 of John Jenkins. This is for the lead, let's not forget. So let's see what he can do here. Remember, Ronnie said he was going to try and dispatch the 25 very quickly and try and drive away with it. He's already driven away from Dylan Moskowitz. Now, can he make the other promise and get by the 25?
Yeah, just by how fast these guys are going to the corners, they're not really holding up anymore. They're all going for broke there. There's a block and going to the back there. It looked like Witt blocked Burkhart there, and they're going to go up the hill. This is going to be close.
Oh, boy.
There goes David Gainforth. Gainforth's going to make it 3 wide.
That was not going to be good if he tried to force that 3 wide. Way too close there.
And Osmer's passing him on the bottom. Jenkins is going to tank it around the outside here.
Osmer has to give it up this time. He didn't make the move successfully this time, but He's not going to let it go that easily. He's going to rebound again for another attack as here he comes out of turn 4, gets a very good run.
Oh, they're wrecking at 4.
Let's save it. They still go. Oh, no. Caution's out. Caution's out.
That was insane.
Wow. Oh, boy.
So the racing is insane here at Charlotte, as it always is. And he said it was Chad Witt involved in that?
Chad Witt and Brandon Stokes with 2 vehicles. It seems like they were involved.
I see Thomas Wagner in there as well, as it looks like Stokes got into the back of Witt. He managed to save it, but with everybody scrambling around them, that's what brought out the caution with 9 laps to go here. And wow, everything to play for, and everybody, it's go time right now, guys. Looks like Jenkins is coming down pit road.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Osborne's staying out.
Got left. Ooh, this could be interesting.
Oh, Stokes stayed out, though. So did Bob Larkavara, Mike Whitaker. Or actually, Bob Larkavara stays out.
Hoot Baker stays out, but Hoot Baker's...
from the pits.
Oh! No, oh, yeah, Burkhart. Oh, boy.
Jenkins wins the battle off of pit road. Bouchard's going to come off second and gains fourth the third, it looks like.
Wow, that was an interesting entrance into his pit box.
Yeah, it looked like... I want to say... What was it? 44 of Burkhart went to go in, and Wagner didn't check him quick enough, and it hit Burkhart as he was coming into his pit
to
stall.
be fair, Wagner didn't touch him. It was because they were both below the yellow line. They ghost at that point, so they can't touch each other. So basically, Burkhart did not see his pit crew and had to lock it up at the last second, and somehow managed to make it into his box.
Yeah, but I did see some contact, though, between the 43 and 44, because the 44 has some rear end damage because of that.
Yeah, they hadn't quite ghosted yet, but once the contact was made, then almost immediately after they started ghosting. So that's why it appears that they just drove through there.
I'm going to speak to Bob Lacavara and see what his thoughts about staying out there. Bob Lacavara, Sam up in the booth, you got me, sir. Bob, well, making your way up to P3, how are you feeling now coming to the end of the race now?
Well, I've got a couple laps on my tires here, so it's going to be a game of if I can hold these guys off with these tires, with a bunch of new tires behind us. So we'll see what happens here.
Absolutely, and you've had a pretty decent run so far tonight. Got involved in a bit of an incident with Mike Whitaker and Chad Witt. Managed to rebound from that, so good run to get yourself back up to the top 5. I know you're on older tyres, but do you reckon you can hold on and maybe challenge for the win here?
We've got 6 laps to go. The tires are cooling off a little bit. There might be a shot here. We'll see. I do have a couple really fast guys behind me, Jenks and Bouchard, so we'll see, but we're going to give it a shot.
Okay, Bob. Well, good luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you post-race.
Okay, thanks, Sam.
As that was our third place man. Surprisingly, third place man.
Yeah.
But guys, he's on much older tyres than everybody else. What do you think his chances are at this point in the race?
I don't know if Jenkins being side by side with him. I don't know, but if there was a force truck that stayed out, he might have had a chance. Jenkins is going to get around him easily. I think if Brandon Stokes gets a decent run at the start, but with seeing Jenkins and Bouchard in 4th and 5th, and then looking further back, you've got 6th and 7th of Bouchard and Moskowitz, and then Kleinschmidt all the way down in 9th or 10th. There's going to be a lot of things happening, and I hate to say this, but I don't think we're going to see a checkered flag. I think we're going to see yellow before the checkered comes out.
Unfortunately, that might be the case. As Tyler, get us going one more time.
Yep, as they're coming out of the 3-4 complex, Ronnie's holding them. He's going to hold them. Away he goes. Stokes doesn't get a decent start as Ronnie's going to get ahead of him as everyone else is going to try to make their moves while they can.
Bob Lacavara spinning the tyres on that restart, but keeps it wound up. He gets passed by John Jenkins, but manages to hold off Thomas Wagner. Thomas Wagner up into the top 5 as well. So good rebound there for the number 43. Behind him, Bouchard and Moskowitz battling out, but like you said, Ronnie Osmer's checked out already.
Ooh, that's close.
Thomas Wagner got shoved by Dylan Moskowitz.
Oh
my, here we go.
Bouchard's in the wall. Bouchard into the wall.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Jenkins is trying to get around Brandon Stokes on the outside right now. If Jenkins can get around Stokes, Jenkins has a chance at going after Osmer with 3 laps to go.
Good on Bouchard to keep it up there, but Jenkins got banged for second, so now he's going to be on the buck. Hunt for Osmer here.
Osmer is going to be man under pressure now as Jenkins now up to P2 and is going to chase down that 55 with 3 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway between Jenkins and Osmer. As we're watching the races behind him.
Moskowitz taking a big low dive to try to get around Bob Lacavara as well. Things are going all over the place there as Jenkins is now closing in on Ronnie Osmer again.
Osmer wants to see more yellow. He just doesn't want to see the yellow on the wall. He wants to see a yellow on the flag stand.
Most definitely.
Unfortunately, Chris Bouchard is bringing it down pit road with a severely damaged truck. So unfortunate there for the number 28 as again he has to succumb to after hitting the wall late in the race as Ronnie Osmer now under pressure from
that quarter to go.
White flag in the air.
As they come out of turn 4, white flag is in the air and it's on right now between the 25 and the 55. Jenkins on fresher tyres. Osmer in the lead.
Jenkins going to try to get the run on the outside. He's going to force Ronnie to stay low.
Side by side as they make their way down the backstretch. Can Jenkins get enough of a run? Ronnie Osmer is going to be into the side of him. Osmer is going to get more of a run going through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be a close race between the 25 and the 55. Coming out of turn 4 now. Jenkins with a pass on the outside. Jenkins is going to win at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, man.
Wow. What a finish to the race there. Ronnie Osmer in second. Brandon Stokes in third. Thomas Wagner coming home for a top 5. Great result for the 43. Dylan Moskowitz just missing out there. On the 4th place finish, he comes up in 5th. David Gayforth on his debut here, and rounding out the top 10 is Matt Burkhart. But guys, what a finish!
Yeah, boy, oh boy, whoa! There's some
a great finish to what I think has actually been a great race tonight, guys. I mean, we've had drama throughout. I mean, more bad luck for Chris Bouchard, but at the end of the day, we had the correct battle at the end. As
absolutely.
We are going to go to our 3rd place finisher as Tyler. I believe you're with Mr. Brandon Stokes right now.
Yes, Brandon Stokes. Wow. After all the melee that happened earlier on, managed to come back and finish 3rd. How was the truck for you on that last restart?
It was. I thought we were going to have a pretty good shot there, me and Ronnie. But I just didn't get a good enough restart, and I let him to my outside there. And it's just how it played out. He had a new set of tires on, so good win to John.
Absolutely, and with you, I noticed with John behind you, you were doing everything you can on that outside line, trying to keep John from behind you. But with John on the fresher tires, it made it very difficult for you. Still, though, for a 3rd place finish, that's still very impressive and a good run there for you, Brandon. Do you got anything, any sponsors you wanted to shout out to?
Yeah, Soda Fix, great sponsors, great drinks. I'd like to thank Strange Nuts Autosports and Overtake Motorsports. Appreciate everybody's help with everything, and it was a decent night. Felt like I had a pretty good truck though. But, I made a few mistakes there towards the end, but overall it was a good night. Appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. As Brandon Stokes started in first, did have some trouble, but he did come back and at least finish third. And what a great race there by Brandon, and definitely enjoy the rest of your night as well.
All right, bud. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
That was third place finisher Brandon Stokes, and I'm with certain Mr. Ronnie Osber. Ronnie didn't quite get it at the end there on the older tyres, but you definitely tried your best to stay out in front there.
Yeah, I tried my hardest. I thought me and the field were all going to fake out John, except they all betrayed me that last second, and they all went with John. So I was trying everything I could to stay in front of him. I tried blocking him in 1 and 2, just was off the gas too much because I had the lack of tire, and he got around me. I did everything I could but wrecked the guy.
And yeah, I'm guessing that would have been the next step, but we know the sort of driver you are, Ronnie, you wouldn't do that. But controlled the race for most of it. I mean, it was definitely a lot of back and forth, mainly between you and Brandon Stokes, but John Jenkins definitely coming out of nowhere with those fresher tyres and collecting the win tonight. What are your thoughts on the race overall? It looked like a very exciting race tonight for everybody.
It was a very exciting, great race from everyone. We had long green runs. We didn't have that many cautions, and it all came down to an exciting last lap finish. So it was a perfect race.
Absolutely, but you came on the wrong side of that as again, tyre strategy being your downfall here tonight. But unlucky, Ronnie, but definitely good for second place. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out for tonight's result?
Shout out to my parents. Shout out to my grandpa, who's in the hospital. So appreciate him, and shout out to Ride to Give and PH Wear.
Okay, Ronnie. Well, congratulations again on second place. Not the result you wanted, but definitely up there tonight. We will let you go, and yeah, enjoy the second place, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Wednesday night.
Yes, sir.
As that was our second place finisher. Let's go to our winner now, as Nate, I believe you have him with you right now.
All right, John, you got a copy with me?
Yeah.
Well, you had an excellent run. You're kind of the sleeper of the field tonight. We didn't see you at the front for a whole lot until it actually mattered. Talk us through that last stint there.
Honestly, I thought guys were going to stay out. I didn't expect everyone to come down. I took 2 tires there at the end, kind of loosened it up enough to where I could still have newer tires. I knew Ronnie was on the older, but I didn't know if he was running pretty good there. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get him or not.
Well, you kind of stayed out of drama the entire night, unlike a lot of the people in the field tonight. Is there any specific way that you stayed out of trouble, or was it just keeping your car clean tonight?
Besides the one mistake I made in between the start-finish line and turn 1 there at the early part of the race, that was my fault. I apologize to, I believe it was Gregory Napier. I just moved up a little bit too much and ruined us there. But I pretty much just kind of bided my time, let the tires come to me, and kind of reeled them in. Then I found myself up in top 5 there later.
Well, John, do you have anyone you want to thank for your victory tonight? Any sponsors? Any shout-outs you want to give?
I don't really have any sponsors or anything, but I want to thank you guys. I didn't get to mention it last interview. You guys did a pretty good job. I watched the stream a little bit under caution. And I want to thank my girlfriend for letting me have my fun.
Well, a guy's got to have his fun sometimes. Congrats, John, on your victory tonight. Hopefully we'll see you next week at Sam. Do you know where we're at next week?
I have absolutely no idea. That's why I haven't asked people about that.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week at an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I didn't even check the schedule. Have a good one.
And you too, John. See you next week. That was our winner, John Jenkins. A very calm and conservative guy, but definitely he's got to be happy inside for getting that win tonight. But before we go to our closed show tonight, let's go through our results from the race. John Jenkins coming home with a win, getting redemption for finishing third last week. Ronnie Osmer in second, just losing out on that final lap, and but still happy with second place, not too disheartened at all. Brandon Stokes rebounding for third place. Thomas Wagner coming home for fourth place. Great result for the number 43 machine. Dylan Moskowitz, remember, he started way down in P15 and came home in P5, so good result for him. David Gainforth, another good result for him on his debut. He finishes in sixth place. Chad Witt, seventh. Matt Kleinschmidt, eighth. Jeffrey Meyer rebounding for ninth place, and Matt Burkhart rounding out the top 10. Tyler.
Yes, and Bob Larcavara having a good start there, but staying out cost him in the end. Just got shoved around, finishing 11th. Johnny Antonucci just mediocre tonight, but he did manage to come out and finish in 12th. Aaron Bervais, the rookie, he's finishing 13th. Mike Whitaker, after having a wild race, getting involved in a lot of incidents, a lot of them just wrong place, wrong time, coming out, finishing in 14th. Chris Bouchard in 15th after struggling and having an unfortunate wreck there near the end. 16th is going to be Hooper. 17th, Davis. 18th, Sean Weaver. 19th, Joe Morganti, who just told me earlier during the race that he actually had his computer crash on him. So that was the reason for him having the disconnections like he did. And then 20th is going to be Jordan Berry.
Absolutely. And
then just rounding out the field tonight is Greg Napier. He's classified as 21st. John is the other Napier is classified at 22nd, and Dylan Phillips, who didn't qualify nor start tonight, he's classified as 23rd position.
Absolutely, as that is going to do it here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. An exciting race. Guys, just give us your final thoughts on that.
Nice green flag runs that we saw tonight. Very, very good race overall. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of the thrill factor, strategy factor, which usually we don't see a whole lot in iRacing, but we saw it tonight. And just overall, the good racing that we saw tonight, as this league always provides us.
Yeah, and just like I said earlier during the pre-race, Sam, definitely was tire conservation, as everyone said, as everyone was saying earlier, that a lot of right side tires, and it definitely made a difference in the long run, as John Jenkins, who took two right side tires at the restart, definitely gave him the just enough advantage to be able to pull out the win.
Absolutely, as John Jenkins did come home with the win here tonight, as we are going to leave here tonight with, wow, a very excited feeling in our stomachs anyway, as we are going to go to the close here tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Another exciting race here, just like the one we had last week at Watkins Glen, and another one in the books for the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series. This was the F Cancer 100 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looking ahead through the week, tomorrow we are off. Wednesday we're back with Top Fuel Racing, as we are going back to New York again with Watkins Glen, using the boot this time with Top Fuel Racing. Guys, what are your thoughts going towards that race?
Hopefully I have a new computer to run with. Unfortunately, as all of us like FedEx, we've had some issues with shipping, so I might have a race computer by then, might not. Anyway, it should be an exciting race Wednesday night. Come out and watch on BOFA here.
I'm excited for that race. I am more confident on the road courses, as some of the past results for Top Fuel has shown. Watkins Glen is actually one of my favorite tracks, so I'm hoping for a good finish. And some of the practice runs I've had, I'm looking for hopefully a top 5 finish if I don't make some slight mistakes.
Well, what do you think about, man? You're going to compete tomorrow on Wednesday night.
I am looking forward to it. Watkins Glen is one of my favourite tracks here, as we are going to definitely put one hell of a race on. I mean, I love Watkins Glen. I did the 6 hours of the Glen last year, and I fell in love with the track instantly. As I've always been strong around that track. I mean, even in the 6 hours of Glen, I really enjoyed it, but definitely going to be a different challenge in the DW12 tomorrow for sure. But
plus, we have a new member of the BOFA team joining us Wednesday.
Absolutely, as Byron Rodney is going to be stepping up to the plate on Wednesday night. He's going to be making his debut as a lead broadcaster here on BOFA Broadcasting. So everybody on Wednesday night, please do check it out and give him as much support as you can, as he will be in charge of proceedings on that night. But tonight, that is going to do it for us. Going to be been a great race again. We will be back on Wednesday night for Top Fuel Racing, as we already mentioned. Be sure to check it out. And on Sunday night, we actually got the ALS race, special ALS race. The Penny Dudley race for ALS on the 24th. So everybody needs to check that one out. It's going to be a great race. But regardless, that's going to do it here tonight. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green. Sorry. And we will see you here on Wednesday night for Top Fuel Racing at Watkins Glen.
Good night, everybody.